Where am I? What? There I am. Hello, lads! And welcome to... Finally, he streams. Finally! Yeah, it's been a bit. I honestly don't count the, you need to save up to bank KL. I don't count the Overwatch stream, partially because it was literally just, it would have happened with or without stream. But also partially because no one cares about Overwatch, so, you know, I haven't streamed in like 5 days. But, still the Overwatch stream is probably one of my funniest streams I've ever had, so, you know, if you missed it, oh well. It's been a solid second. Since Limbussing company, one thing happened. Well, that's just not right, is it? Why isn't it accurate here? Yeah, I rigged the vote. Why Eisen employs Spanish speaking people in his personal guard? Is he trying to commit tax fraud by importing illegal Mexican migrants? Yeah, dude. Bleach. Yeah, a lot happened. They wedded Yisang. Grow my stupid shitbird. You don't want the shitbird to grow my stupid avian. What was Ishmael doing?
Traveling.
They made Gregor depressed and homeless, and I really like that. Nessa looks pensive. What the fuck? I haven't actually given these like close looks. Wait, is he wet as well? Gregor rocking his hoodie from the flashback? Yeah. Also, someone pointed out that flashback has like an error or something. Ryoshu nailed correctly has Odachi. Yeah. So read it, up about the upgrade Ishmael got. What?
Booba.
Sinclair is no longer wide. Sinclair is crying. What? I don't want to laugh at him, but like,
pathetic.
Faust is just in the Sinner uniform. She came prepped. Heathcliff's in the Sinner uniform because he had no clothes. Donkey, they got rid of the light out of her eyes.
Sure.
Honglu. Brody in fancy ass dress. You'd think this is because the Sinclair family just got killed, but no, it was just finals week. I mean, is that boob like? Cause like, so we have you on mute, bro. Hello, Kale. Yes, hi. Is that?
Reddit.
Cause like, I ain't gonna lie, like Reddit's like upgrade. The only upgrade I could think of is Booba, but like she's like. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Like, the most it's ever going to get is this. Forgot that this one existed. I always keep it on the first one because I like it better.
Same.
Don outfit is nice. I mean, it's the fucking, you know, Sancho outfit. Let's trigger the lighting. Hello, Cha. What are you confused about? Get a bit of a tangent that forms shadow of Booba. Oh, what do you mean this? Yeah. Mesalt is the Black Silence confirmed. Mesalt looks so pensive, like he wants something from me. It's like, please.
Weep.
Alice just yoinked from her roleplay dungeon where she was leaving her war crimes on male prostitutes. You think Aldous uses her real uniform in the dungeon? I'm ruined. I'm ruined. I can't go. Can't do it. The shadow over Aldous' eye. Yeah, I mean, I like these. I think they're really good. Like, straight up, it's so funny to me that the Project Moon fandom was collectively like, "Gah! I hate Project Moon now!" And then they're suddenly like, "Wow, these are so good and cool!" Haha! It's fucking dog. Name a better combination: Project Moon fandom and overreacting to literally any change that is made in the game. God, why did they make him so wide here?
Arm.
Like, why did they make his chest so big? Like, it's not that big in other things. It got bigger. It's not that big here.
Big mode.
It's not that big here. Anything about Velmori? Honestly, yeah, but also, like, they overreact to a lot, just in general. I need to uptie that. I'm almost finished my Gregor, like, you know, sweeps. That's the thing I'm missing? What the fuck happened to my Gregor? Fire first.
Spent.
The current style fits more library and Project Moon in general. Yeah, I do agree with that. Okay. I've had this conversation before, probably many times on stream, but I will say, Velmori's art style was a breath of fresh air for Project Moon. It introduced something unique, and people say, you know, Library of Ruina's art style, like Project Moon had a similar art style to Lobotomy Corporation with Library of Ruin. They didn't. You know, it's changed game to game so far. This is more in line with Library of Ruina's art style, and I do not think that's a bad thing. I actually really like the current artist, but I do miss Velmori deeply. I think they had a very unique art style and brought something cool to the table. Now, on the other hand, I respect Velmori's wishes to quit. And that's all there is to it, chat. That's as complicated as anything here is. That's as complicated as you need it to be, because we're not in Korea. We don't have any of these politics around it. We shouldn't try to fight wars in other, you know, in other places where we don't fully understand any of the ramifications of it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, here's all the, you know, political implications of Velmori quitting, or if she got fired or whatever. No, for as we know, Velmori quit, and I'm going to respect those wishes. And also, I think the new artist is fantastic, and people keep on dogging on the new artist for no reason, which feels unfair. You know, this is just the best thing ever. Good job, whoever made that. I don't know. My rub of it was, firstly, it felt like there was way too many different art styles being used initially. That is true. I do think the CGs had an extremely different art style to the rest of the game, and that was like a genuine thing. This is much more consistent to how the rest of the game looks, and new players will get to experience that. I kind of like them keeping this here, honestly. I think it's pretty cool. Just like keeping it in this menu. That's nice. What's your opinion on ego-only banners? Oh no. Oh no. Whatever shall I do when I want to get... No opinion. This is... Target extract Ishmael's right there. Like, yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna pull it. But the only opinion is, yeah. Just shard them. Yeah, like, I'm just not gonna pull it. Shard them now, like, Indicate's Trials, right there, dog. I probably won't. I don't give a shit. If I'm being real, it's the best like ego in the game in terms of style. You know, but it's not a Gregor ego. End of sentence. I feel like if I got enough energy today, I could definitely do parallel position. We'll have to see. Charge is up. Sinking's up. Rupture's not. Burn is up except for you, but I could just replace you, honestly. I don't give a shit.
Ankle.
Bleed is up. I think it's been a while since I've done a good bleed. Yeah. Chad, do you want to do bleed? Get the fucking Lamanchaland and then you and you, because that's the only ones that matter. Best ego in the game in terms of geese, true. Yeah, I'll cop Hong Lu. Actually, angry Hong Lu. Hooray! I feel like we did. Wait, didn't I just do bleed like last week? It's just it wasn't Kurikumo. So it was Kurikuma? Oh well. That's the entire point of Kurikuma being there. Oh. How are we going to be about World Pyogas? Because it's going to be after Keto 8 starts. Why do people tell me news like it's news? Like I just don't, like I'm a blind fucking idiot dumbass. Tries it insane. Yes, I know. I know. The Wild Pyoga situation is crazy. I don't give a shit. I am a patient man. The 1 week period where Alcohol Peak was meta for the Mirror Dodge Bleed? Huh. They're not gonna make Dawn Office mistake a second time? That's all about all I can tell you.
Inside information.
I'll turn on the audio a bit. But yeah, I like, I'm gonna, like, you know, people are like, what about the World Pyoga situation? I'm not gonna sit here and being impatient, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna be pulling for whatever's on World Pyogas either way, so, like, it doesn't affect me. It's just a bit longer until it happens. Do you know what? In fact, it might affect me. It depends on, like, how soon, it really depends on how soon Canto 8 is. Because I need to go to home for holidays at some point. Now, I could delay that as much as I can until hopefully Canto 8 finishes. Because I do want to do Canto 8 as soon as possible. I do want to be here for Canto 8. I'm not going to bring my PC for holidays. Honestly, like, what I've been thinking of doing, you know, the other day, someone offered... I thought this was wild, and I still think this is wild. Someone offered a commission for me to make a ID for them. For their, like, OC. And I ended up making an ID for someone's OC because I thought that they made a Decapo ID and it was way too bare bones. It was nowhere near enough, and I just wanted to make it better. But someone tried to commission me for that, and I thought, dear God, that feels like a waste of money for them. And then my roommate very helpfully pointed out, and also someone in chat, Croak will do anything to avoid using the skills he's learned in order to make money. That's fair. So I feel like I might go back to that prospect if it means that I can stay here a bit longer and, you know, try to get Canto 8 done. It's true. Yes, it is true. I'll do anything I can to avoid making money. I also ended up making a, I'm in the middle of making a Sinner icon for one of Rattler's OCs.
Yeah.
It's almost like I can hear him now.
Nah.
Must have been the wind. Man, turns down the easiest money-making scheme ever. But, you know, because I have also learnt a lot about symbolism and, you know, how, like, symbols are made and what they mean. Let me try to find it. Where's my propaganda?
Take a propaganda.
I've ended up making 2 Sinner icons. This is one of them. Cool show, yeah, this is one of them. And then I'm in the middle of making another one. This is for a character based off the Magnus archives. And then I'm making another one. That I cannot find where I put. So, you know, you want my... You just have to find it. But it's based off Der Freischutz, and you know, character based off Der Freischutz. Go away. So I made that. That was honestly really fun. Thinking about the symbolism behind like Sinner icons and what sort of style do you need to fit in that. That was a good time. Symbol just ain't worth the effort to make. Not gonna lie, a lot of people don't notice it. Not a lot of people notice this stuff. I mean, it's exactly for the not a lot of people that notice, you know, not a lot of people notice, like, IDs or anything. It's something I just enjoy. Like, I'm not getting paid to make Sinner icons. More like, I wonder how they're gonna go about it story-wise, because they are slowly giving it more and more story, so I wonder if it's gonna be before Kanto 8 timeline-wise or mid-Kanto. It's gonna be after Kanto. It's going to be after Kanto timeline-wise. Because it's gonna happen after Kanto. I mean, it could be before Kanto 8, but I doubt it. I haven't looked at the ID you posted. It was a very big Da Capo ID. There's someone else with you and just hearing your search engine plugin. I think it's my search engine plugin. It's been bugging out recently. Yeah. Keep on hearing another voice. Yeah, it's probably that. JonTron sounds weird. I really should remove that. It's been there for so long. Honestly, I go into like other browsers and, you know, every now and then, and I get weirded out when there's no like what when I open a tab.
Push-ups.
Pull the skill one. Rolling a 17. Push-ups. Five. $13. $20. Done. Is there a line of let's take a propaganda edit or something like that? No. Why'd you blue now? Who's the zombie talking in the mic? What? Like Plants vs. Zombies? You're blue now! Yeah! Yeah, hold on. I'm fine to show like this ID because honestly I'm pretty happy with this. You could just
Pop off.
Here it is. It's pretty thick. The main ideas behind it would be movement and madness. Madness being a Madness being essentially a version of Blood Feast that actively changes the battlefield. Why is there a random line break in the middle? Oh, that's for readability's sake. I always separate the actual coin effects and the flash wounds. I separate the on uses and coin effects, at least I try to. Unless you mean something else, because I don't see anything else.
Edge.
I don't see anything else with that. I might be going crazy. Oh, and also its passive is really goofy and based off ever repeating performance. Oh!
당연히 내가 1등 스코어지.
There we go. Most
Win.
important bleed ego gift gotten.
피를 머금을 시간이네.
Drinking water, chat.
Water.
Evil ass water stream. I should actually get like a hard alcohol at some point. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I don't know. It's been a long time since we've had a hard alcohol. It's been a lot of beer. And I do like beer. God, I love beer.
We know.
Chug what, my water? No. Really should get on that Monster Hunter ego? Ooh! Wait, shit. I feel like I've probably gone over this, but like the idea of Monster Hunter ego is actually kind of fire. You wanted me to make an Astalos one? I mean, I'm really... I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about Astalos. Did I really want you to make an Astalos one? I don't give a shit about Astalos. No offense to Astalos, I just don't care for him.
Bitch.
I mean, okay, to be fair, he's like one of the better Fated 4. Okay, one of the better Fated 4 literally mean anyone but Mizutsune. I think I think Mizutsune is fucking mid as fuck. I don't care. I think it's by far the worst of the Fated 4. It goes Mizutsune, then Controversial Take, Glavenus, then Astalos, then Gammoth. Maybe switch Astalos and Gammoth, maybe switch Glavenus, and, you know... Honestly, the top 3 are interchangeable. I just don't give a shit about Mizutsune. I think Mizutsune is a mid-ass monster, I'm not gonna lie.
Glavenus stays winning.
Out, get out now. Okay, there's someone fucking talking, I'm serious. I don't know what you... What? Mizutsune, eh! True, true, true. What IP I'll do after I'm finished with all the Disco Elysium ones? I'm clipping this shit. Clip this shit if you need, man.
불가능한 것에 기대를 품었던 거다. 처음부터 안 될 일이었어.
준비는 끝났습니다. 명령 대기.
얼간이들이 흥겨워하는군. 대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는 법입니다.
꽂았노?
이유를 잡아 족쳐보시죠. 그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일처럼 빠르게 하는
Mirror Dungeons is nice.
답답한 법이지.
Chat, I had to deal with so much fucking shit last night.
그래도 가급적
It was a lot of-
전투 중에
look,
떠올리지
We had a deadline for 5 p.m. Now that's a soft deadline. The lecturers don't really care. You can handle it in 12. But we've not gone
잘라낸다.
past 12 that much. What is this? I'll watch this, but I don't know what you're talking about.
꿰뚫려라.
Don't give a shit about Mrs. Tune.
그간의 전투 경험이
That's a 2-time speed.
않았군요. 딴
Tsune's a mid-ass monster, I'm not gonna lie.
Glavinus is winning.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
지원을 갖추는
What the fuck?
제대로 무너져.
단순해서 좋군. 9번 수감자.
승리로
It is insane.
Been going the entire stream?
갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한
Okay, let me check my fucking sources. No, I don't got like any extra audio source. What the fuck is happening? Who's able to just talk like that? What the hell? Oh, what the fuck? I didn't hear them on my end. What the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
Stream's haunted. It's a fucking ghost of Christmas past.
You are.
Knew I wasn't crazy. What the fuck? Stream's haunted.
고귀하게.
He just said don't worry about it.
다류 산초.
I thought it was a bit. Dragon casually starting the day off with gaslighting, huh? Aha, yeah, of course you would fucking call anything gaslighting, KL.
Yes.
Wait, how would Dragon be the one gaslighting here?
목적이 있었지.
Why would it be Dragon? That's Sven? Is that Lucas Sven? No, because he's doing other shit right now, I think. Is he? Let me check. No, Sven's in his Discord. And I'm not there. He's in his Discord.
Scary.
느려졌네 저거.
Sven is another streamer I know.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고 오는 것이 아닙니다. 딴테 이런 부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠.
A homeless looking guy? What the fuck?
꿰뚫려라.
예쁘네. 내 피분수.
Why are you calling this motherfucker homeless?
Damn.
Stream fucking haunted. Well, you know, chat, have fun with that. Don't bother me. If it says slurs, then don't tell Twitch,
카니발 타임.
please.
Shush.
Oh, I remember now. What?
흥겨워하는군. 대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는
고귀하게.
법입니다. 이유를 잡아 족쳐보시죠.
Croak, I remember your streams.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니
Fucking like Sans Undertale. Croak, I remember your streams. I remember your genocides.
받았나?
느려졌네 저거.
강력한
You're like the
공격을
7th most
단순히
homeless looking
적을
person I've ever
제거하는
seen.
점만
What the fuck?
이제 저들은 자신이
Keeps count.
그렇게 될 거라는 불안에 휩싸일
Who the fuck keeps track of that, dog?
고귀하게.
Do you have a list? Human, I don't remember shit. Welcome to your first playthrough of Undertale.
저 수감자는 이렇게도 귀찮은 부위가 분질러진 모양이죠, 관리자. 우선순위를
Oh my
잘
goodness.
분별해서
This stream is slowly
잘라냈길.
devolving into something I didn't expect it to be.
Undertale.
I mean, I think I do, but haven't updated for years now. Can't be bothered. You do? You have a list?
Crazy.
You updated. Oh my goodness. Hold the fucking phone, dog.
Easy gift.
Based on the voice, I 100% trust KL on the fact that they are homeless. Look homeless. What do you expect when the chat is literally hearing voices you can't? Ted, you know what? Well, yeah, but you said, you know, I was like, you know, fucking devolving into something I didn't expect. I didn't expect chat to hear the voices. To fucking, you know, hear the fucking chat's collective schizophrenia? I didn't expect that. It's not what I, like, go into this with. Don't hold expectations for that. Let me get up the ego gift chart because I'm washed and I need it.
Yeah.
I didn't have Milaka. And I don't. Nah, I don't. I don't have what I need. Try increasing stream volume, man. What do you mean stream? You mean the volume for my own stream that I have now? Oh.
Yeah.
One of those physical manga bookmarks that you can't be bothered to update.
카니발 타임.
Well, whatever it is. Ghosts and shit. Welcome to stream, apparitions.
얼간이들이 흥겨워하는
Spells.
대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는
떨거지는
법입니다.
잘라낸다.
이유를 잡아 쫓아보시죠.
엎드리도.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리를 빨리 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법. 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군. 딴데 적합한 조치였습니다. 그쪽도 죄인인가? 영원히 잠들어.
I feel like if I went into, like, you know, sports, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but if I, like, went into sports, and, like, you know, it was a really intense professional game, you know, people throwing out, like, hand signals for what to do next, and I just started whistling, like, and pointing at shit, do you think, like, people get tricked? Like, if I just pointed at a guy who went,
맞추기.
15 SP? Pointed at a guy and then my entire team jumps him.
이제야 완성되었나?
I wanna get into, like, you know, I wanna get a team into, like, you know, the fucking, you know, finals of an important sporting match, just to, you know, train up this team from scratch, all with the sole purpose of just jumping one fucking guy.
승리를 이끌.
Point at that guy, go, and they all become ravenous dogs. They all just go insane and fucking start beating up this guy. I think that would be funny to watch.
아류 산토 경열 80.
저 수감자는 기억해두게.
I remember that, Sinner. I remember your exploits.
치하할 만한 일이 생겼을 때 언급하라는
보자 너.
상부의 지시인지라.
Typical British behavior. Uh-huh.
Jumping.
How long are we gonna do this dance, KL? How long are we gonna dance this dance? I'm tired. I've lived a long damn life, KL. Not long enough. Long enough to know that this is, you know, how long are we gonna keep doing this? It's back and forth. Let break your ankles. Uh-huh. Yeah. Good for you, man.
They also.
목숨 줄만
Oh my goodness.
낼 수 있을 것 같은데 수감자들로
It's working.
마무리를 명령하시겠지요.
poison.
단테.
And drank it myself just to test. Wanted to see if it would work. Give it a little sippy, you know.
Is he stupid on purpose?
Should have done the ego gift. I'm fucking washed. Do you break your ankles? Not metaphorically. What the fuck? Just gonna come to fucking England? I mean, not even England at this point. I'm not even in England anymore. I was never in England when I started. By the time I started streaming, I was already in Scotland.
Close enough. Papa Bongi.
Is he eating white? Sinking Pang. Like the ham?
Yeah.
This is a calling you stupid on purpose? What the fuck? Why'd they do that? Can I say see a croak with us, please?
맛있는 경험을 기대하지.
What the fuck?
The people and French people is in quotation marks.
대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는 법입니다. 이유를 잡아 쫓아보시죠.
Snail snorter?
고귀하게.
Oh! Deeply disturbing, thank you. Appreciate you, KL. I appreciate you.
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면
Fuck you.
달고 짭짤한 걸
Sick of your shit.
준비해두지.
Why didn't you Limbus over the friendly gamers? Because I don't want to Limbus them, they're my friends.
그렇게
Obviously.
피어나고.
But you seriously need to hire an exorcist. Why? What does he say?
Hush.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
No, Limbus the game is good. To Limbus someone is a negative thing to do to them. But like, you know, just like, you know, violence is... I want to say violence isn't bad.
그대로 무너져.
Like, I don't feel like I want to say that. Yeah, the Vatican's pretty busy. Oh man, the Pope died. Stop reminding me, chat. Oh my goodness, that's propaganda. Stop reminding me, chat. Fuck's sake. I'm sad about. I'm damn sad about the Pope dying. The Pope was a real motherfucker. Fuck,
Not a
man.
realist.
이유를 잡아
Let me
쫓아보시죠.
real quick take some steps. No, that's what was I saying? Yeah, the Pope died. I'm really fucking sad. And chat, as a gay Christian, you know, he was kind of a fucking real one.
모두가 너를 잊어도 반드시 되찾을 거다.
sad to fucking see him go.
그간의 전투 경험이
And God knows the next one's not going to be as good.
적합한 조치였습니다.
So, if
As an
God
atheist, I
knows,
also think the Pope was a real one. Very few people didn't think he was a real one. Like, oh my goodness.
보는 맛이 나는
the real ones knew he was real.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜
Game respects game.
Amen.
합격장.
Religious leader, he was more base than I expected. I mean, religion isn't inherently bad.
단순해서
You say religious leader like, you know, religious leader is an inherent evil.
좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온
Religious leader derogatory.
짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
I hope you brought his copy of Undertale. A lot of people have been mentioning that recently. I saw someone send me something about like fucking Pope on his deathbed, and then someone busted into the room. Delta Room 3 chapters 3 and 4 were announced, and then he just gets back up.
영원히 잠들어라. 제가 괜히 먹을
Organized religion, though, it's a bit more questionable. I think organized religion can be a force for evil and good, just as anything can.
효과를
Now, it can easily be a force for evil. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying it is like a, you know, fantastic wonderland where nothing bad happens, but
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
I don't know. I'm sick of hating shit, man. It's just like, you know, he sad the Pope died without some guy going, for a religious leader, he was pretty good. Like, no, he was just awesome. I don't have to mention anything about him other than the fact that he was just kind of fucking awesome.
갈라지도록.
For a human, he was kind of based.
Real.
I mean, especially because he was a religious leader, he was so cool. Like, you know, speaking about, like, you know, gay rights and trans rights as a religious leader in that situation is a lot harder speaking about those things in any other situation. Especially because you could easily be shunned by your peers and people who you respect and, you know, who you consider, you know, close. People could easily shun you into a situation where you feel like you're, you know, you're being sort of villainized, but he spoke up against it anyway. He spoke up against homophobia. He spoke for gay rights, and that was insane. It was exactly because he was a religious leader that it was just so insanely cool, anything he did. For that very purpose.
대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는 법입니다. 이유를 잡아 족쳐 보시죠. 점 찍었네.
Oh.
창의적인 발상이고 그래도 가급적 전투 중에 떠올리진 않았으면 좋겠는데.
I don't know.
단순해서 좋건 9번 수감자. 물론
They do know.
좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
Man. One of us speaks in riddles and one of us speaks in rhymes, except they don't know what the guy speaking in rhymes says.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고
Still not a liar, though.
아닙니다.
죄인인가?
이런 부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠. 귀찮은 부위가 분질러진 모양이죠, 관리자. 우선 그를 잘 가까워진 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요, 딴테. 적합한 조치였습니다.
Should have gotten special contract and washed.
Skill replacement. Plant in mouth.
What was it? That one. But they explode it isn't the Congolese guy because otherwise all progress made by yeah. I feel like the next Pope is going to be pretty horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hold up much hope. Shit, wrong one. Forgot a few words in there, I could tell. Ah! We could just try to start building towards poise now that we have like our bleed shit out. Might as well. Always build poise. Poise is the only real mechanic in the game. This is a fact. This was fact-checked by true American patriots. Which is weird, because I'm Australian.
Charge is not a real status effect.
가족을 위해.
Blazeball is so fucking back. What was even Blazeball about at the start? Was it back? What?
You know, baseball.
I didn't even know what it was about. No, it still says here lies Blazeball. Saying it's dead. Blazeball, huh? Yes.
가족을 위해.
Blazeball back like MMO. I didn't even know what it was at the beginning. People just, you know, people kept on talking about Blazeball after it was finished, and that's the only time I fucking knew it existed. And then, you know, at that point, there was no point in getting into it, so I just kind of left it. Just let it sit there. Think about what it did.
Think about it.
Use your skill 3 or something, I don't know. Get him. Send it to Sancho Hardball Darts, something like that.
산초류 경을 온 라샹그레. 끝을 낼 시간이.
Good job you hit heads. Like at least once there. Stands the fuck up, my god. MMOLB. I might check it out. Honestly, like, people spoke of Blazeball with this fervent adoration, like I missed the second coming of Christ. And I do want to check out what it's like. And what it even is about in the first place.
제법 재미있는 구경거리군요, 단테.
점 찍었네.
What the fuck is that weird centaur thing?
Wife.
꿰뚫려라.
Chroma. This is normal, Limbus behavior. Wait until you see the chicken dad. I really recommend the People Make Games video, the People Make Games video on baseball. I'll try to check that out. I've ordered the Paradox. I'm really excited to get that. The Paradox is a book by Daniel Hardcastle. That's useless, actually. Who also made my favorite book ever, Fuck Yeah Video Games, which is also a fantastic book that you should get. Or listen to the audiobook, which is now entirely free on YouTube. It's a 6-hour audiobook you could just listen to. It's fantastic. All the illustrations are gone, so, you know, buy the book to see the illustrations and see the really cool art that has been included in this. But yeah. I need to get new headphones. I'm like really badly. These are falling apart at the seams.
고된 일이 있다면
I should call him.
나도 찾아오라고.
Yeah.
고된 일이 있다면 다음 나도 찾아오라고.
Baseball, huh? Man, I was streaming enough lately. Realizing that like a lot lately. I'm just doing fucking uni shit. It should really heavily increase once uni shit is done soon. But I feel like I say that every time uni shit is almost done, and then it doesn't increase that heavily. But I promise, Chad. I promise. Trust me.
I'm free.
Streaming more than Woodcastle? I mean, bro has shit to do. Don't blame him. Oh, hey, KL. Uni shit is never ever done. I mean, it is once holidays kick in. If I'm not done uni shit by then, I would have failed. Oh shit, press the change. I need to press the change now again. Shit. No. Just no. Anyways, what was I saying? Got more work to do on this holiday? What is this? Don't get work on holiday? What is this, high school? I got work on holidays in high school. It's just, you know, funnily enough, this is... Alright, so you know how, like, grades are marked at the end of the year? Right? Like, grades, you know, you get them at the end of the year. This is the end of the academic year. And they're not going to give you work over the end of the academic year. Because they can't mark that. They can't, you know, work to grade that. You're just working on nothing, you know, something they're not going to mark. You know, coming at end of term, you don't usually get work. I got more work over holidays in high school, to be honest, than I've ever had in university.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
Got a presentation job with the final week and not exam final week. Final week. For the last day, professor can... Yeah, that's not holidays, though. I got shit to do up to the final week, I agree. But not over the holidays. That's why it's the final week. Because it's final. For me, the final week is coming up! Am I insane?
Yeah.
단순해서 좋군.
What?
수감자.
Speak for yourself.
물론
I got work. I have no work. You know, I have work that is explicitly not over the holidays.
준비해두지.
Speak for yourself. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna shake you violently. Ah! Thought you had more.
나는 어떤 말도 할 수 없어.
I fucking hate attack weight, dog. I hate attack weight so much.
He eated it all.
보지 않나?
Kill that guy. Oh wait, no one's there to kill it because I haven't given mod back to KL.
감내해야 할 것.
Yeah, I know, but like going, I don't, you know, speak for yourself of getting work on holidays. I have work that's not on holidays. Doesn't make any fucking sense, dog! It doesn't make any sense! What are you talking about?
빠르게 하는 편이
What?
덜 답답한 법이지.
Let me ban this guy. Let me...
Kill that guy.
해장병같이 무릎을 꿇고 있을 때인가.
There, you got mod back.
평소처럼 넉살 좋게 같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
Hill duty, I know. Lock the fuck in or some shit, I don't know.
Duty, more like doo-doo.
Why does this one work? What? What? Why does it work like that? You know you avoid your green now. What the fuck?
He's green now.
저 하염없이 모든 피를 내려받게. 그래, 그렇게 황홀히 피어나고 피어나고 피어나라.
Tails. Heads!
Hooray.
Heads!
I love head.
저 수감자는 기억해두겠습니다, 딴테.
느려졌네 저거.
Oh shit, no, I'm good.
바라는 것도
Void your blue from here.
Purple.
Here's a question. Started playing Limbussing today. Got Heathcliff, Wild Hunt, and Ishmael Kurokoma Clan. They got to know they're very good. This is some of the best ideas in the game. That's actually insane. I'm not gonna lie. Wild Hunt Heathcliff is like probably still the best sinking ID. I think we can still safely say that, right?
Yeah.
And Kurokuma Ishmael is probably the second best bleed ID. Honestly, in my heart, she's the best. I as much as I do like Ring saying, I think that, you know, triggering bleed 3 times is usually better.
Infinite damage.
Twitch flag. I almost thought Twitch flagged him for spam, and yeah, it's weird that they have the same like border for that. Do not bend random chatter who just joined. Yeah, no, those are insane. I'm gonna be real. That's insane. Good on you, man.
good pulls.
Those are really good pulls. I would focus on, I would personally focus on, wow, the horse. Let me fix the horse.
Wild Hunt.
I would personally focus on Wild Hunt. Outside of Mirror Dungeon, Kurikumo is only top 10. I disagree. I mean, to be fair, that's depending on if you have the rest of Kurikumo or not. And even then, like, it's still really good. Oh, hey. Sup, Hunglo? What's happening? I haven't paid attention to the game. 2 people died? Cool.
They'll get better.
You could shard technology liberation. Heathcliff, don't. Don't. KL is lying to you. That is the worst ID in the game. They're trying to fucking trick you, dog. Final power spurt. Bruh. Why are they spurting?
That's what I do.
The worst 3-star ID. No, worst ID in my heart. I'd rather use any of the bad 2 stars than that. Oh my goodness. It's just so free. If you could play him, you could play every ID in the game. No. Because, like, Kurikumo, Heathcliff, not Kurikumo, Sunshower Heathcliff, well, hard to sloshing over potential land. Personally, yes. In terms of enjoyment and how much I like them, yes.
When I lie.
Sunshower Heathcliff might be the worst, you know, the worst 3-star ID in the game. Just because you can use him, I don't think that means, because Sunshower Heathcliff isn't, like, inherently complicated. Wild Hunt, if you could use Wild Hunt, I would, you know, if you could properly use Wild Hunt to its full potential, I would trust you, because Wild Hunt is a very complicated idea, and that's why it's, like, you know, not the perfect pull, honestly. A perfect pull would probably be Ringsane nowadays.
Deviot Sinclair is good, but no Niclair.
Deviot and Sinclair is worse? What? Then fucking... What?
Then Potential Man.
Counter wait 3 turn, then counter is complicated gameplay? And for Limbus, yeah! Kinda! For Limbus, kinda, yeah! That's as complicated as it gets, dog. It's a simple and dumb and really easy game. How many times do I have to say it for people in this chat to understand? Limbus is an easy game. But no, less that and more understanding all of Wild Hunt's mechanics and whatever goes behind him, and, you know, purposefully using stuff so he gets more kills, saving the, you know, not using Wildcliff, but using Wildcliff to his full potential. Purposely, like, you know, rigging the game so he gets more kills, using attack weight properly, you know, there's a bit of nuance to these things. Nuance that is not at all necessary to any ID in the game, because the Limbus company is easy! But, you know, there's a bit of nuance to these things. I know, I feel like every other day I have to remind chat that, this is not a hard game, we aren't special. You know, just because we're good at this game doesn't mean we're good at video games. Good at Library of Ruina is a different, you know, be good at Library of Ruina. Library of Ruina is actually, like, a good difficulty game. Doing the hardest shit in Library of Ruina is fun as hell. I still wouldn't call Library of Ruina a terribly hard game, but to be fair, I lost a lot of Library of Ruina when I first played it, so I'd say it's good difficulty. You suck getting it at every other game as proof. Haha, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm just gonna kill you.
Amen.
But yeah, that's one of the best pulls I can imagine.
따뜻한
저 수감자는 기억해두겠습니다.
이
단테.
혈투를 승리로 이끌
면담에서 취하할 만한 일이 생겼을 때 언급하라.
죄인인가? 비뚤어졌구려.
산소류 경혈 온 라샹글
Is the haunted guy still there? People aren't mentioning him now, so I hope he's gone.
Lie.
또한 용서할 테니.
This depends what you compare a hard game to, because most people think of Souls-like the hardest games, while some of us have tried Dragons-like games. No, like, I think that's a completely unfair comparison. This is a turn-based fighting game. You know, if I'm thinking of, like, really difficult turn-based fighting games, I'm then thinking of, like, you know, what is it? I mean, slightly Library of Ruina, Ascension 20, Slay the Spire, fucking, what is the actual difficult one? Fear and Hunger? Fear and Hunger is apparently really difficult.
단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
Yeah, like, don't compare it to, like, Dark Souls and shit, because I don't think that's a fair comparison. There's a reason we sort of categorize games into genres.
Chef finds out difficulty is subjective. Shocked at the news.
And even then, you're still gonna have like 1,000 people at the top layer of these games going, actually, I'll have you know that this game is really easy. Slay the Spire is an easy baby game, and if you lose once at Ascension 1, you could die in real life. I fucking kill you. No, I don't even kill you. You just drop on the spot, man. And, you know, there's always going to be motherfuckers like that. I mean, I find Atomicrops easy. It still took me a shit ton of time. You know, Atomicrops is a game I have a lot of experience with. It's a fantastic roguelike game. It's one of my favorite of the genre. Atomicrops, it took me a while to complete my first run. Now I can basically fucking do, like, you know, I could do a year 1 run so easily on that game. It's nothing. It's just such a nothing burger, and I find it so simple because I've done all the hard parts of that game, and I feel like a lot of games are like that. You know, it's so easy to look at it from, you know, the perspective of how you are now and call a game easy. I think that this game was easy start to end because you know, the hardest parts of this game were Ricardo and shit. And even then, it's like, oh no, I had to spend a couple tries on this boss. If I talk about, like, the hottest parts of Library of Ruina, it's me pulling my hair out at fucking Little Red Riding Hood. Though I think that's a generally bad fight, so I'm not gonna actually judge it for that. It's me being deeply saddened at the first time I beaten fucking, you know, I lost to Zhao and having to fucking try it. You know, that's difficulty in Library of Ruina. I think Library of Ruina is a fantastically, like, well-balanced game in terms of difficulty. Hunger is only difficult because the game drops you in a world without explaining nothing. That's part of the game! Sorry. You know, yeah, it's called difficulty. Yeah, if I dropped you in a game with all the knowledge of how it works and shit, yeah, of course it's going to be easier. Yeah, some core mechanics in Fear of Hunger are hidden from you, but it's intentionally designed to do that. The game is made to do that. That's one of the beautiful things about Fear and Hunger. One of the reasons I haven't actually looked at anything from Fear and Hunger 2 is because I kind of want to play it on the stream one day. It's because of these beautiful fucking mechanics that they hide from you that you could then naturally discover, or, you know, have someone tell you because you really just couldn't figure it out yourself. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, that's part of how it's designed. I'm going to judge it for that. I'm going to sit here and go, I am going to sit here and go, that's a part of it. Literally just RNG first cakewalk if you have the knowledge from the start, yeah. You know, I'm gonna call, you know, shock horror chat, if I played Outer Wilds now, I think I would beat the game pretty easily. Knowledge is a part of skill, and skill is a consideration to take when you are already, you know, looking at a game's difficulty. If you have a lot of knowledge about a game, then of course you're going to be more skilled than the average player. Think about what it was like when you didn't have knowledge. That is the difficulty of the game. And then how long did it take to overcome that mountain?
I'm just good at it, big games that are all easy for me.
Fear Hunger 2 has a lot less hidden mechanics, like you're expected to understand everything in one playthrough. Still, like... It's one of those things, like, you know, you're allowed to like take into consideration when designing stuff, like you take into consideration, you know, there's a fucking funny, you know, I feel like I say this every other day, but you know, assume the player's a dumbass. We fungin maybe one day. Assume the player's a dumbass. Chat, assume the player's a dumbass. If you ever make a game, assume the player is the biggest fucking idiot you've ever met, who will literally ignore all instructions. And that's the reason why we have yellow fucking paint on, you know, ledges. It's because so many players were dumbasses that people needed to start putting yellow paint on edges. Because, you know, there are plenty of games that can naturally lead you that way through level design. But when a game gets really popular, which they're banking on, a lot of people who are inexperienced in games will go that. And a lot of level design tricks don't work as well with people who are inexperienced with games. You see the problem there? You know, as much as I do like to, you know, complain about modern day game mechanics, that is a genuine thing.
Remember, yellow paint is your fault, not the devs.
Now, I do think, like, you know, devs should have a bit more faith in their players, as much as a funny haha, the player's an idiot. I feel like some devs need to have a bit more faith. It's bad, but I understand why. You know, there's only so many times where you could like see a play, literally watch a player before your eyes, ignore the main mechanic of your game, before you feel like you need to add in something that reminds them it exists. Crocup, the voices are blaming you for the yellow paint. What the fuck? Me specifically?
You can't hide from your shame. You know what you are.
What's it saying now? Good to know it's still there.
Chat trying to make itself feel safe. No, it's all your fault.
Saying you're straight? Oh my god. What the fuck?
Let's pulling shit out your ass.
승리로 이끌게.
One big gaggle of liars.
가족을 위해. 다류산 투평열 80. 갈라지도록.
Thank you, Sancho.
관리자 우선순위를 잘 분별해서 잘라냈길 기대하겠습니다.
Chad, do you think the voices are single?
Desperate.
합격자 나라도 그렇게 했을 테지. 이만하면 훌륭하군.
그쪽도 죄인인가?
There's a lady in my head that calls me Stud Muffin.
That's why you're straight.
This is saying toads are better than frogs. I mean, I don't have like hard opinions on that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Chief. Like I like frogs more, but that's mainly because I know more frog species and find it more interesting.
준비는 끝났습니다. 명령 대기.
Okay then.
Whatever you say.
Name every frog species. No. I don't know I actually don't know the scientific names of I think any frog species I know. I mean, there's a couple like interesting ones. Chat, I'm gonna yap about frogs for a second. There's a couple really interesting frogs. A lot of people like point to the glass heart frog and stuff, which I think is like a fair comparison. You know, glass heart frogs are very interesting. You know, the glass heart. That's fucking cool. That's awesome. But like the sunset frog that is my, you know, is the fucking icon is what I think is the most beautiful and majestic frog in the world. I love it. They're just amazing. They are endangered, unfortunately. And I'm gonna do 20 push-ups now, but I'm gonna keep on talking about frogs whilst I do it.
Pizza.
the hairy frog. The hairy frog is really interesting because it can break its own bones and use them as sort of Wolverine claws. Now, this means, I think about 10, that it needs to regenerate those bones, which it is really good at doing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's really good at regenerating those bones. And it's really interesting to me. It's also hairy, which is kind of fucked up, and I like that. This is a Darwin's frog. That's fucked up. The Darwin's frog, when mating, the female will lay its eggs on the ground, and then the father will protect those eggs for a period of time. After that period of time has passed, the father will then eat the eggs, and then over time they'll let the eggs grow inside their own body, literally displacing their own organs, so that
여행은
the tadpoles can grow to adolescence, and then it just goes and all, they all come out. That's fucked up. I love it. Fucking love Darwin's frog. They're my favorite frog. Well, other than the sunset frog. Sunset frog's my favorite frog because I love how it looks. Darwin's frog's my favorite frog because I like it. I like poison dart frog. Sorry. I think poison dart frogs are overrated as fuck. Now, I do find them really interesting and all. I'm just sick of people going, oh yeah, frogs, I know frogs, poison dart one. Yes, I get it. They're very fucking venomous. They'll fucking get you. Oh, wait, no, is it technically poison or is it technically venom? Because there was some distinction on that was weird. Specifically for them.
You, poison if you bite it.
Because I think it's venom because it's on touch, at all. Even if it touches you or you touch it. So it's poisonous if you bite it, but it's also poisonous if it just jumps onto you.
Poison must be ingested.
But yeah. There was that one guy at the beach that almost died because they didn't make the distinction between poison and venom. Which is if you're making signs for a beach, I feel like that's an important thing to distinct. Especially because I think it was in Australia, which is what the fuck?
거지는 잘라낸다.
That's important!
아류 산초 경영 육시 꿰뚫리고 꿰뚫려라.
I can't remember the name of the frog. It might honestly be glass heart, but I don't think it is. There is another a frog that species of frog that goes into cryo sleep over the winter. It will literally freeze its own body, and by freezing its own body, it will just sort of conserve energy. Its muscles will freeze up, its brain will freeze up, its heart will stop for the entirety of the winter until it starts warming up in spring. And that's really cool. The only thing I like about the poison dart frog is that in captivity, they don't actually develop their venom. It will die. Yeah, it will die temporarily. I mean, some of them it's permanent. It's not a perfect process, and they have been known to just die permanently because something went wrong.
Skill issue.
Some of them just die. That's really sad. Hates frogs entirely because of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's also the Vietnamese mossy frog. The mossy rock frog. It's just it's a tiny little guy, and there's a couple skills that I really like. First of all, if it lives on the mountains, so it lives on really mountainous areas, and if it's really intimidated by a predator, it will literally act like a rock, act as a small mossy rock, and roll down the mountain. It will just tumble down. And I find that adorable. And also could throw its voice up to 4 meters. I think it's even more than 4 meters, but imagine you just hear something croak in the other direction. You turn around. Nah. Have you heard of Blueprints yet? God, I've heard of Blueprints. A lot of people. I've been recommended it a couple times. I
할 수 있을 것
don't know if I have the money to get it. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of games lately, Chad. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to get any more. I got Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, and then I got a game called
없진 않아?
Proximate, and I haven't even played Proximate. I just, really want to play it.
그래. 그렇게 시원하게
I don't know, maybe if the idea of getting commissions works out, I'll get a couple more games. Or if Twitch money comes in anytime soon, but I don't think that'll be happening, I don't know.
단순해서 좋고
I talk too fast.
승리로 이끌
물론
Need to talk faster.
좋은 성과를 갖고
Need to become indistinguishable from 2x speed how I watch videos.
준비했지.
I've been hanging out with Reddit a lot, and I find that I watch a lot of videos at 2x speed when I watch videos at 1x speed, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is how videos are.
So they're meant to be reviewed.
This is how the intended viewing process was, huh? It's definitely a keeper document in another tab game. Oh god, I love games like that. Don't fucking tempt me. Supposed to be saving up for the Switch too. God, good for you. I ain't touching that shit. I don't play my Switch 1 enough. I'm not waiting until the Switch 2 Pro. I mean, they're not gonna drop. Let's be honest, and it's gonna be really sad.
점 찍었네.
Imagine hanging out with knockoff Papyrus. Kale, have you landed in your Undertale phase? Have you I feel like you've referenced Undertale more than a couple times this stream. Have you landed in your Undertale phase, or are you reliving your Undertale phase? I feel like something's off here.
Something's gone wrong.
산초류 경을 온 라샹
Found the most ass Undertale AU server. Just a lot of opportunities lately. I mean, every single stream that I mentioned Rattler was an opportunity for that joke. I feel like you're looking at more Undertale shit than usual, and yours coming up in your head. I feel like I got you, and you don't want to admit it.
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
저 죄인인가? 완성되었나?
아류 산초 경을
So it's only got 2 Papyrus jokes this stream. I think you've made 3 Undertale jokes in general. That's 3 more than I've ever seen you make. I think the hauntings are getting worse. What do you mean? Is he talking more?
You got a fucking problem with ghosts, pal?
Oh, that's really funny. It's not worth it. What you have mainly slashing, don't you? Or is it piercing? I don't remember. Have you heard of the generous reaction to day 1 pre-orders? No. If it's more pricing bullshit, I don't want to hear it. I am tired of hearing of the pricing of the Switch. I don't give a fuck. If it's not, then, go ahead. Pre-order projections. I don't give a shit. But go ahead. I'm mildly interested enough to maybe care. Speaking of Void, he's now red. Undertale. Determination. I remember your determination. Delta Moon tomorrow, trust. I mean, Delta Moon's like April, isn't it?
It's
Well, no,
April.
No, Delta Moon's May. What is it, the 4th of May? 2.2 million pre-orders. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Cool. Yeah, just on my Nintendo store? Yeah. Sorry, you're talking about like one of the most popular consoles, if not the most popular console ever. No, dude, this metric just okay. Okay, that's okay.
That's a different tier.
Okay, that's. I mean, to be fair, on average in just Japan, the average person owns 4. Like, if you project the average people, the average person owns 4 volumes of One Piece. There's 4 volumes of One Piece per person in Japan alone.
You would know that, wouldn't you?
I've been getting back into One Piece lately, chat. It's really good. Of course, Mr. Streamer, my streamer makes it about One Piece. Yes, I will! It's the best shit ever!
최선이겠죠?
Yeah, dog! Shit. You know how long it takes to convince someone to watch One Piece? I'm trying to convince all the chat. You need to wear them down over time. Slowly and slowly, they'll get more open to the idea of going through One Piece, and you are eventually in business. It took me years to convince Pat to read One Piece, and now he's saying that he definitely will. He just needs the time, which is fair. Honestly, you know, sometimes you just don't have time, you're busy with other shit, and sometimes you're not really ready to start a new series. But he's promised me on his life he will read One Piece. Okay, maybe not on his life, but I will make it on his life if he doesn't.
Oh, my mama.
가족을 위해.
Custom slur for Scotland peeps? See, if it was an actual offensive slur, I wouldn't say it on stream, and if it weren't an actual offensive slur, then you wouldn't want to hear it, so no.
Custom.
What do you mean, custom? Do you want me to craft you one?
Homemade. Special flavor.
Because the reason I picked One Piece back up? Hey! Real!
For once he succeeded.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지. 기대하고 있겠습니다, 단테.
One Piece is just fantastic. You know, I've been rewatching my peak playlist, which is just a playlist of a bunch of AMVs and shit I like. But it's like, you know, AMVs that go so fucking hard, and most of them are One Piece. Or animatics. There's like one animatic in there, I'm not gonna lie. There's also Pelican Fan Club, Dragon vs. Arthur Boyle, Fire Force, which is also peak. Scrapman it is. I don't really think people would care. The worst thing you could call Scottish people is English. You know, you're from England. That's probably the worst thing you could call Scottish people, but that would be much more effective on the Irish, to be honest. I don't give a shit about your mechanics, I'm just gonna ignore them. Mechanics are a suggestion.
Haha, funny bleed.
Haha, funny fucking bleed.
라샹글. 끝을 낼 시간이다.
추잡하네.
Die.
기원을 갖추는 그대로 무너져.
It's just that easy, chat. If you want to beat Dong Rang in the story mode, just do that exact thing. Ego gifts and all. You'll figure it out.
Just hit him until he dies, bro.
Do we parallel superposition?
Yes.
Oh, it's just never worth it. It's just tiring for no fucking reason. Do it, coward. You know that makes me want to do it less when you say it, right? What do I do? What do I do?
I think you should do it.
Do I do? I'll just start streaming Nubby's Number Factory. No.
오랜 목마름도
Not that desperate.
어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다.
It's the worst thing ever. Why does it do that?
다를 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰
그러-
수 있는
그러고.
유일한
밤이 되니까 시끌시끌하구만. 밖에 별일 없었지?
Alright. I might just yap for a bit.
그러면은 여기 와서 앉아라. 내가 주는 술 안 마신 지 오래됐잖아.
2.2 million consoles in Japan. That's what about PS5 managed to get into Japan in 2 years. Well, yes, but you have to understand that the consoles of, you know, PlayStation and Xbox are completely different demographic to what Nintendo was trying to reach. Nintendo was trying to reach an extremely casual audience. Anyone could pick up these consoles and start playing. They could take it around with them. You could put it on a bus and plane. You know, you could play around with these anywhere. Whilst, you know, Xboxes and PlayStations, they're actually marketed towards pre-established gamers. Yes, sometimes they've tried to market towards families, but it's never really worked out that well. The Kinect wasn't a huge success, you know, stuff like that. It didn't really work out that well. They only even worked out when they were trying to market towards gamers. Now, there is a family game on the market. There's a family thing, and Nintendo's always sort of been in that space of the sort of the family one, right? And they've established themselves so hard in there that when something new comes out, they can really bank on there being a shit ton of sales. Slay the Relic is on for some reason. I don't think I ever turned it off. Yeah, what was I talking about? Bloomberg is projecting 8.6 million pre-orders at launch. No idea what the parameters of that metric are, unlike the 2.2 million number. I fully think that they're gonna reach, you know, they say projecting. I think they're gonna reach, you know, like even either slightly below or higher than that number. If we're being realistic, Nintendo can bank on getting a lot of money, can bank on getting a shit ton of sales. As much as, like, there's people out there that want to boycott Nintendo for increasing their prices, it's not gonna happen. Don't think it's gonna happen. You know, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But I don't think it's gonna happen either way. Like, you know, people say these, but there's so many people who want these. Our such orphan crushing machine exists. We appreciate you, KL, but what the fuck? People are still trying to compare the Switch 2 to the Wii U because the Wii U had 600,000 pre-orders at launch while Switch 1 had 300,000. The Switch was experimental. The Wii U was a the Wii U was a sequel. The Wii U was like a secondary to an established thing. The Wii existed. The Wii U was essentially an upgrade on that. It's the same thing happening here. You know, what is the Wii pre-orders? I have no idea. The Wii existed very comfortably, yeah. The Wii was like insane sales. In fact, the Wii U actually got way worse than that. Yeah, the Wii U was a marketing disaster. Not just because of the price, bro. Dragon, you mentioned the price of consoles again, and I'm fucking ending the stream, dog. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I could not care, dog. Oh my goodness, I've had this gap way too often lately. Don't want to have this gap like 5 more times. I mean, just like make the animations play in the full screen. Yeah, literal avalanche of terrible decisions. I do agree with that. It was insane how poorly they made any decision there. I also bet the Warp Yogus being delayed is because they really want to give Heathcliff a Warp ID along with Ishmael. It's got to be Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary and Big and Will Be Bad Wolf, but they don't want to do it so soon as Heathcliff got fed so easily. I don't think that's actually going to happen. Giving him 2 Warp IDs in a row is going to be insane. The people will revolt, but it would be funny if it does. It's Heathcliff, I think it's fair. No, I don't. Filling Gregor and Maresold IDs? No, I don't want Gregor. Personally, I don't want Gregor because I'm saving Gregor for Censored and we're not there yet. I'm thinking... that's already gone. I think it's Sinclair and Maresold. Or Rodian. I think it's Sinclair, Rodian, and Maresold have like the opening slots here.
Someone who doesn't have an ID.
Hong Lu. Wait, Sinclair has an ID, of course. Honestly, Rodian is a perfect pick. So is Maresold. Rodian and Maresold. Did we have time to do a full circuit to, no. No. That's true, but, I just wanted to Censored Gregor. What was one of the biggest, most iconic sets of Ego equipment? True, there's a shit ton of iconic wows. And 3rd Magic Bullet Outis! Der Flu shoots Outis! Lobotomy Ego, fuck you!
Hell yeah.
What are the other, like, names for... I saw some, like, fan-made... what are the names for those?
안 마신 지 오래됐잖아.
Corroded Magic Bullet Otis.
Wait! The idea of corroded, like, ego suits is kind of fire. Hold on. It's cooking. Someone just sent me an image. Rattler just sent me an image. I was Rip Space doing a shit ton of damage. It's so the usual. Oh, and also DDE, they are doing a shit ton of damage, so the usual. Need more friendly fire unit. We literally getting Honglu right now. Fucking the people will never be satisfied.
The people crave violence.
People crave Winston cigarettes. Anyways.
Winston Overwatch.
I'm probably gonna end the stream there. There's a couple people in another server talking about Kane, and I want to get into that conversation really quick because Kane. And also I'm just. It's been a long stream. At least for me it has. So you know, say hi to Rattler. Thank him for being here this entire time as my ghost. If you enjoyed, feel free to follow. If you didn't, that's no scratch off my back. Rattler is here the entire time, and I had no idea how much of that was a bit by Dragon or how much that was not. I'm not gonna lie. Have a great day. And oh wait, yeah, join the raid. Join the raid.
Join the raid.
Join the raid. Otherwise, Rattler haunts you. And trust me when I say you don't want that.
You'll be miserable.
Have a great day. And adios. Bye-bye.